Hi guys, it's Scarlet from Scarlet Creations, and I'm back with a new video, part 2 of my journal ecosystem and Techo Kaigi. Please check out part 1 to learn what I mean by those terms. Just trying to keep things short. But yeah, part 1 was all about the physical journals and planner, bullet journal, all of that jazz. Now we're on to the digital, because if you thought that was the end, it's not. Here we have what has really been a game changer for me is a Samsung tablet. It's an A7. It's not an S series at all. So it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it has some. We're going to start with the one I've been using the longest, that being OneNote. So looking at all the notebooks I have in here, you can see that I've been using OneNote for years. I don't want to open up like something super old that I'm no longer using. But anyway, so OneNote is honestly kind of like my bullet journal digitally. It's my brain digitally. I know everyone's moved on a lot to Notion, but it's just not me. I'm at the age where I don't want to learn a new program. Before OneNote, I was using something else. I don't remember, but Evernote. I was using Evernote before that. And mostly kind of post-it notes, scribbles, like list here and there type thing. If I don't have my physical bullet journal, whatever, I have somewhere to write stuff down. And that's where this particular notebook comes into handy. My notebook in general. The dump list just has random things. I don't know what to do with them, so I put them in there, or they found their way in there. Fish order. Quick notes I like because this is, when I look at my phone, the first thing I see my quick notes. More so stuff I don't know what to do with, but yet I don't know where to categorize them. So yeah. So the thing is, you have notebooks or journals in here, and so I use this a lot. The dump list and quick notes mostly. I guess I could show you some stuff from 2025. This is supposed to be Bujo, but it's not. But this was helping me figure out what I wanted to do for the Change My Life challenge that I'm currently doing. Okay, and then my 2025 Bujo. So sometimes I do set up a whole thing with pages and spreads. Those are in my templates, but I haven't been doing that. However, for exercising, which I've been doing as part of the Change My Life or Change Your Life challenge, I've been taking notes and watching videos for various exercises as part of my morning routine. And I have a to-do list in here for one day. Some other exercises that I didn't get to. Alright, so the two journals that I've been using the longest. Let's start with Scarlet Moon Creations. So this is everything, digitally to do with my business. So recently I've created this page to plan out a campaign for my Instagram to promote my tarot and oracle card readings. And I've done a couple of others. But yeah, Scarlet Moon Creations is my business, and I started out with various pages or sections of the notebook, excuse me. And then each section has various pages. I have like product pages, ideas, and things like that. Some of them are just the titles, and some of them have formulas. I started this one, my heel balm, or foot balm, as a cracked heel balm, and as you can see from the photo here, this was originally like written down, and I was writing down the prices and stuff like that, but I kept having to refer back to it, and that was in an old bullet journal that I no longer use. So I brought that into OneNote so I can refer back to it as much as I want without issue. And the same thing here. Journals. I have a attempt at a project tracker. So, let's see, what else? Marketing, my content planning, I've mentioned somewhat in here. Goals, my blog. I will start writing out my thoughts here for several, post on my blog. And this one is really old. This one I was using Google. I forget what Google's blog thing was. YouTube I'm still using today, though I sometimes fall off. I will have a series, a basic idea of what my video schedule will be. Excuse me. Figuring out some anniversary videos. Sometimes tags I'll write out, if I come across them, the questions or prompts, and then where I got the video from, who I need to, or who I've mentioned. This is the basic plan for the candle series, the Sabbath candle series. This is the current video we're filming here, so I just listed out all the stuff I want to make sure to mention, all the journals. Okay, same for the newsletter. I don't have much in here because it's digital, so it's fairly easy to just brainstorm elsewhere. Instagram I mentioned already. Sometimes just the captions and tags. Paid content, mostly paid. What do you call it? Patreon, and ideas for that. So this is all in my Scarlet Moon Creations journal or notebook. The other one I use a lot is my divination journal. Now you might be like, Lashette, you have a divination journal. You would be correct. However, like I said, I was using this in the beginning as like this digital catch-all. If I don't have my what do you call it? My physical journal on me, I can write stuff down really quickly. That goes for readings as well. Especially since I was being very precious with the readings pretty early on. The other thing is, for the physical journals, I don't have the money to be able to afford constantly printing out pictures of any kind. So of my cards, of myself or family or friends and stuff I take on my phone. So the another option would be digital. Now, you don't see that much in here because this is mostly older stuff I've been showing you while I chit chat, but I would also put in, especially Instagram spreads, and some other stuff while I thought about the readings. But then I started really using this journal to study decks. Now, you've seen a couple of junk journals for deck studies already, and this information has gone into there, such as this. This is the section for the Deviant Moon Tarot, as you can see, and there's this sorting thing that I did into various categories here, and once I did it here, I was able to pretty it up and put it into that physical journal, if that makes sense. Now here is the Light Seers Tarot, and if you've watched some of my deck study videos for that, you will have seen a bunch of these pages. Let me just make them a little smaller. This deck is very modern, and so I really wanted to have the setup be very modern. So I've got a journal looking background here with tabs and everything. Not that I need them because they're basically here. But this is all in OneNote. And that's a link to the walkthrough with more details, and there's a hyperlink, so I can just go straight to the video from there. Yes, open link. And it will take me to the YouTube video where I have talked about my first impressions of this deck. And I can go straight back to OneNote here. And in this one, I have done a lot, as you've already seen. I have some spreads, so I'm using those pictures that I've taken of my spreads. And this is the full journal. So yeah, I have a whole video about this. And there will be more because I've done more. I just haven't had time to edit and post it. But now in here, I have a whole page with the image of the card, highlights and links and all of that stuff about each individual card. The Fairies Oracle, I have a little bit less. But some other stuff. This is what helped me put together the videos that I did for this deck study and the junk journal study journal that I have of it, right? I also have in here some tarot study PDFs that I bought or have been given to me. I just have like a nice little section. And I have other like categorizing different decks, so when I want to do videos on them, I have a bunch of tarot tags in here. And same as the YouTube section for Scarlet Moon Creations, I put who it came from and the questions and all of that stuff there. And most recently, for the Thoth Tarot, I've been doing Thothtober, which you'll get to see videos of eventually. But this is by Ever Onward, and she had a bunch of PDFs which you can put into the OneNote. So I've been doing that entire thing digitally here in OneNote. Which I'm liking. I have other sections for other decks that I know I want to study, and other things related to it, like astrology. I have deck and walk plans and ideas here, and other stuff. So those are mostly what I use OneNote for. The other place I journal digitally now is Samsung Notes. Now this is the newest of the three. I started this year, or no, late last year, thanks to having this tablet. I got this tablet maybe midway through the year, and I was like, mostly I'll be using it for reading, but I noticed this app, which I hadn't had before, Samsung Notes, and what really pushed me forward into using it is Rochelle at Amethyst Ascension Tarot and Astrology. She started doing these monthly things and offering free digital journals to work with in relation to them. And I'll show you a couple of those. I've done a video about ancestor work October, and I have another one to show you, but this is the Ancestry digital journal that was created, and some of the pages that I filled out, so you can add pictures and text and all of that stuff. And it saves the hyperlinks. Oh, I forget which key it is that goes back to the main page. There we go, the little one. So greatly enjoyed using these for each month. Where is another one that I've done? There's a bunch that I haven't gotten to. No, not now. Past Life Club September I've posted about, and I think I will have a video about using it in OneNote. The only thing is I need to get a SD card so I have more space. These take up a lot of space, like a ton. And so another digital journal that Rochelle has created, and the more pictures I put in it, the longer it takes to load and all of that, because I don't have a lot of space on here, and I wasn't expecting to use this for that. So if I want to do more digital journaling like this, I need a SD card. And it needs to be at the forefront of my mind. Now, another reason I picked this was to have a reading journal. This idea I got, and this what do you call it, format, from Steph at the Novelty Corner. So if you watch her channel, you will notice this very distinctive digital journal, and how she prints them out. She gets them, professionally printed. So some of these pages came with this. But one, I realized, again, I don't have enough space to constantly keep this up. I do very much like having a digital reading journal because, again, the printing aspect, I can't print I can't even print a couple of book covers to put in my physical journal. And then also, I use Storygraph. I post videos on YouTube. How many ways can I do book reviews and not get sick of it? One always falls to the wayside. And having the physical journal to be creative and artistic is nice, and that's why there's not too many pages in there. I mostly use it for keeping track of series and for... I forget what it's called. I'll put it on the screen if I remember. But having a page just for that month and that particular thing, it's a thing. It's a thing. Like Bookopalathon, a readathon. Thank God. I can't for readathons. And I like, creating artistic pages for my readathons. And I think that's all I need for my physical reading journal. However, I do like keeping stats. I don't want to do a spreadsheet anymore. So I use Storygraph now, and you can see I just take the stats that they have and add them in here, or I was. These are all pages that were, oh wait, I'm sorry. I did do something with these pages. It's just that tablet's full. I can, keep track of stuff that's gonna be coming out this year, new that I'm interested in, and I created this page for myself because there's some new releases. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, but I need to read all the books that came out first or catch up on them. So this is something I can do digitally that I cannot do. I just cannot afford the ink. I read a lot. I'm interested in a lot of books. I like that I can have my TBRs in here. I have physical books, but I've read the majority of them. So this is it. Digitally, these are gifted to me more. That's why they have a separate list. And then Kindles, all of those, stuff your Kindle days. And then Nook, I've used the Nook app thinking it was better than Kindle for a while. But, yeah, so stuff like that is very helpful. Year-long readathons or TBR things, year-long reading challenges, all of that I can keep in here and keep up with, and or not. Book club stuff. And I was very intrigued by the idea of, this, because I've done it before, digital, like, scrapbooking, and that's what Steph does. So I started doing that, and then I can keep the downloadable graphics that Storygraph creates in here, and put other stuff, other readathons that I've heard about, decorate my pages every month to figure out, what books I want to read and what's coming out that month, and yeah, more of the graphics from there. I can put my videos here as well if I want to, but again, the space thing became an issue, and I realized I couldn't keep this up, and that's not the last you'll see of it though. The only other digital journal I have in OneNote is, oh, I didn't realize it wasn't on the first page, my bad. Oh, it is on the first page, okay. My media journal. So one night, not sleeping, I kind of was like, other people do this, right? I have a reading journal. I don't need to put other stuff in there. I'm trying to use social media less, especially stuff like Twitter, where you easily get pissed off. You easily come across people's opinions and wind up in an argument, or people purposefully rage bait you, fandom freakouts all over the place. And I'm a grown woman who has other stuff to deal with, and I can't be getting sucked into that, right? It's just not mature or helpful to my general life. So I was like, maybe if I just write stuff in a journal, like if I come across it, I write, how I feel or whatever about it, and that's that. I don't collect photo cards. This is BTS, by the way. I never did. I wasn't interested, but there are some pictures that I like, and maybe I should save them. So this was Jin's Vogue photo shoot right when he came out, and I had thoughts, and I collected a bunch of pictures, and I actually used the stylus to write what I wanted to say. I don't know why it's blue. I had thoughts about this, so I just used the picture from the set of this video that they posted and my very large thought. And then I remembered, I have a hard time remembering to keep up with TV shows. Reading is my first, hobby, I guess. If I'm not working, if I'm not hanging out with friends and family who I enjoy being with, I'm gonna picking up a book. Anytime I'm not doing something, my first thought is go read. And it's much easier now with digital books and audiobooks. I'm instantly on my phone, click and reading. And so I have my reading journal, and I have the series list so I can remember what book I'm up to. But I do watch TV. I do watch movies. I had in previous bullet journals kept a TV show tracker, and last year in my bullet journal I did a little movie challenge because I haven't watched movies in a while. So I was like, I still want to do those, but I don't want to have dedicated pages in my bullet journal that I only sometimes go back to. I don't want to make a media journal with my book stuff in it. So this is it. I also kind of had this for the past couple of years goal of listening to new artists' music. There's some I come across and I'm like, oh, I want to listen to more of that person. Or I see other people recommending and then I'm like, yeah, I'll get to them, and then I don't. So it's I can put those in here too. So Cincinnati new to me artists, don't come for me. TV shows, seasons. I haven't made a page for a tracker, but I was I want to, where is it? 25/25s in 2025, right? Getting this again from Joshie Corin. And I did have a section for each of these plus the other 25 things in my bullet journal in 2023, but I did not want them in it. No, in 2024, but I didn't want it in this one. So, right? TV show seasons, 25. I'm barely. I'm currently watching The Witcher very slowly, and I will get to Stranger Things season 5 in a couple of days, depending on when this video comes out. So, or I've already started it. We shall see. I won't get to. But I'm watching stuff. I promise you. That's a lot more that I've been watching in a while. Movies, I'm only listing ones that I've never seen before instead of ones that I've rewatched. I think there's a couple I'm missing. And by a couple, I mean 2. So I'll try to figure that out. The documentaries I actually had listed with the movies, so there's a couple missing from there as well. I need to update, but yeah. So, and then songs and other stuff. I just want to make a page. Earlier this year, Love Killa was just really doing it for me, and Minhyuk, who looks completely different now post-military. Just random bits as I, my thoughts about their solos once they were all done. And I was supposed to make I went to the Hope on the Stage concert. I still need to make a page about that here. Keon's Bizarre B&B, I made a spread. The Ronsup tour, Apothecary Diaries. I started watching the anime. I don't know what happened here, but I need to fix that. This movie was funny. An episode, one of the episodes of Ranjin, Festa, random thoughts here and there. So that's it. I also went to an 80s concert I need to make a page about. So that's my media journal. It's digital. It's not too elaborate. I don't know if I would want to print it out one day, but we shall see. Now, the last location the digital journal is in Canva. I had watched a couple of videos of people doing K-pop and anime journals on Canva, and I was like, what? I have been using this for literal years for my YouTube content in particular, but like everything. Wait, before I move on, so I made the Lightseers journal that I use in OneNote here, so I can show you that. We can flip through it really quickly. There was not that many pages. Many of them are just ones I can reuse a bunch. Now, you might notice that I am using canva.com, not the app, and the reason for that is because I don't have the space on this tablet, like I mentioned before. I created this when I had a subscription, a paid subscription to Canva. That's why this page keeps showing a watermark. And I downloaded it before canceling. But yeah, I just save them as the whole thing as a PDF and download it, and it's good to go. So I can create more like this with or without hyperlinks. This one doesn't have any because I knew I was going to be using it in OneNote. If I start primarily using Samsung Notes, then I can create with hyperlinks in here as well. Again, it's the paid offering. So yeah, then I just have like some note pages that can be used. And one with stickers that are similar, and that's the back cover. So that is that. What I normally use Canva, the app on my phone or on my laptop. Especially for stuff like this, I'll use it on my laptop. So you'll recognize a familiar cover, and because, you know, I was running out of space, I was like, why am I not doing this in Canva? So I imported what I have done so far into Canva, and it imports as PDF pages, and so I have stuff I need to remove before printing, but I'm not gonna print until the end of the year. You'll notice maybe some additional stuff here. Obviously it's moving quicker, so like I have more things here I need to update, and I can put stuff on the screen that I didn't have before. Go away. I don't need that. There we go. Let me remove myself from full screen. I was like, I thought I had new stuff in here. But yeah, so much easier to add new pages. I'm doing the hardest reading challenge 2.0. And reading new pages, adding the books into the spreads is much easier, and then it's all online. And I can have it printed once I'm ready to. I just updated this page the other day when I'm ready for it. I am admittedly still behind on this, but this is not something I need to do every single day, right? Okay. So, it came with all of this. I'm behind. We are in November, and I still got a couple of months to update. But yeah, I enjoy using it. The other journal I have in Canva is my digital tarot journal. And again, it's back to I do not have the money to be able to print all of these card pictures. Now this I'm very behind on, and I didn't have very much outside influence about what to put in it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Let me go back. But I kept it fairly simple because I mostly just want to have images of my cards and spreads as I use them. Writing my thoughts. I'm like, what is going on? As we go through, I need to update this with more cards. So I might have this printed. I just have a wrap up with all the pictures I've taken. This deck I've been using all year, and I kind of want all of the pages to be decorated like this, so I got a lot of work to do because you see only week 1 has it. Oh my goodness. And I'm through most of the deck. I'm still been using it, so all of the pictures. I just haven't put them in a thing, a collage, but all the images are there. This was for the Grammys, so I put the full info of each song here. I'm not gonna do that anymore. But yeah. I did tag Tarot March Madness, so I put all of that in here. It was much quicker to do that here, and you could see it in the videos as I was writing in who won which deck won which what. This was fun, even though it was a lot. And if you haven't seen that video, spoilers. Another tag. I'll probably take that out of there. I also had a page for my video thumbnails that I didn't do. But yeah. So that is my digital divination video. So the digital side is more the visuals. So I could put the pictures, so I can do stuff that I can't do here. And I don't think any of these are going anywhere. But all of the ones in Samsung Notes are on pause while I, try to get my SD card because I keep forgetting that I need it. And you might see physical copies of these guys soon, because I need to start looking at printers, but I also need to update them. And OneNote will always be there for me to just like make notes. Samsung Notes is definitely I think what I would prefer, but like with the tarot journal, as far as the visuals, it's very much easier to do it in Canva because they have all of these elements that I can add already in their library, that otherwise I have to download to the tablet to use or the phone to use. You see where I'm going with this. So we shall see, but yeah, there's a couple. Oh, I also tried to upload and digitize several of the pages from my Materia Magica, and somewhat as well with the Materia Medica, if I can find one. I haven't done it in a while. That's also a connection as well. So the reading journal, I will have to decide once I get a SD card. The media journal, I have to think about some more, like what is it I want to do with it. I like it in Samsung Notes, so I could just write my thoughts, quickly jot down a thing. I don't think this will get too much more robust. I might one day create my own, create more of my own digital journals for Samsung Note, but that'll have to wait until I get the SD card. The heavy hitters are Canva and OneNote. I guess I could switch all of this in OneNote to Samsung Notes or even Canva and just like, you know, jotting my thoughts down. But I have this is a whole nother journal ecosystem of itself here. I can link to other pages, no problem. So I don't know. I'm just so used to using it. Moving all of this stuff, I already did it with Evernote and I hated to do it, but that was because they weren't going to be working anymore. So we shall see what happens. I don't want everything to be digital. I do want analog. That's why there's some of the things. I still have the physical tarot journal and I still have a physical reading journal, even though there's not a ton in those. The writing is so much easier. If I had a better tablet and therefore a better stylus, maybe. But writing out words for those things, I definitely want to be able to do. And then I have Storygraph where I write my full book reviews. I don't think I'm going to put that anywhere else. But because it does the stats for me and creates these images, like I said. So I'm happy with all of these things. Some slight adjustments that I've made because I had OneNote, but I didn't have Samsung Notes and I didn't use Canva for like journal purposes before now. So I have made adjustments and we'll see what more Do I need to condense things? I don't feel like it, but we'll see what goes on in the future. Thank you for watching. What are your thoughts? Link to the previous video will be down below. Anything, anyone I mentioned, links to their channels will be down below. And yeah, links to my Storygraph, which I definitely mentioned. And it's like Goodreads if you don't know what Storygraph is. And a link to my Etsy, to my Pango books, where I'm selling older books that I don't need anymore, that I've read several times, is down below, as well as link to my Instagram if you'd like to follow me anywhere else. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!